Happy Mask Monday. Before I put my headband on to put my mask on, I wanted to show you, I put my hair in curls again. I did them this way so it made ringlets. What do you think? Do you like it with the curls better? Or when I straightened it, like go back and look at my turtle collection. I had straightened my hair in that one, but this one gets in my, the curl gets in my face. Doesn't want to stay back. There, that's better. So anyway, I like this side. The curls, you can see where I put the curls, and this side didn't work as well. But anyway, curls, straightened, or just regular. But let's get it out of my face so we can do Mask Monday. I could even wear it like this. It's kind of cute. Except these headbands don't stay on me, they fall right off. I've done this one before, but I didn't want to put a mask on because I had the crazy hair going. This is Earth Harbor Glow Juice Refining Enzyme Mask with red seaweed and fruit enzymes. So you can see I've used it before. It's getting down to about half full. I went for a walk, and there's a lady that walks with a cane, lives up the street evidently, and Haku barked at her, and I wanted to see what he'd do if I went up close. And he just went up and wanted her to pet him, so even though he was barking at her, he was okay once we got close. I don't think he'd be that way if she had a dog with her. We got to talking, and she said that she was telling me about her dog and how they got this dog because somebody was beating the dog, their neighbor. And so they went over to the neighbor and said, either we're calling the police on you because animal abuse is a felony in Texas, or we're taking the dog. And she's like, I don't like this B-word dog anyway, take her. So they took the dog. It's a little Yorkie. And it was afraid of her for months because she's a woman, but it took right to her husband. It still likes him better, so. But anyway, she told me that they weren't going to get an animal because she's terminally ill, but God knew what he was doing because, this way her husband will have somebody to keep him company when she goes. But they told her she only had a year to live 3 years ago. And she was telling me about her what made me cry, her little grandson when he was 3. She was like in bed, out of it, on morphine, just really bad. And her little grandson got up on her and said, Jesus, heal my Mima, or Nana, or whatever the name he used for her was. And she started getting better. So doctors don't know. God's got this. I mean, she may still be terminally ill, but she takes a walk every day, farther than I walk with Haku, so she's not doing too bad. Oh, I bought this book at Dollar Tree, and it's got 501 jokes, riddles, games, trivia questions, fun facts, and offbeat tales. So I picked this one because I knew most of these, and I'm curious if you know them. There's a few I didn't know. They're crazy words. Lollygag. That one I knew. It's a word that describes heel-dragging, time-wasting activity, like your kids lollygag when you tell them to do a chore. They'll fiddle around and not get around to it. This one I didn't know. It's a phablet. That's what you call a gadget that's both a smartphone and a tablet. Didn't know there was a smartphone and tablet. I mean, I can answer phone calls on my tablet, so maybe I have a phablet. Mollycoddle, I know what that one is. Sorry guys, but this word is used when you're talking about a guy who is used to being coddled or pampered. I didn't know it was just a guy. I mean, I knew what it meant. I meant, you're basically do everything for them and, don't let them grow up. Rubaboo, this one I didn't know. It's a soup that's made with flour, veggies, and meat paste. Never heard of that one. Pronk. Don't know this one either. This word describes a leap you do in the air when you have an arched back and stiff legs. Like I can see you doing that on a trampoline where you go, I don't know. Didn't know that one. So there's 1, 2, 3 of them I didn't know so far. Aloof, I know what that one means. It's someone who's kind of snooty and not very friendly. Stumblebum, I know that one too. It's a klutz, somebody that's clumsy. Hoodwink, I know what that one means too. It means somebody that tricks you or deceives you. Youper, that's what they call residents of a particular part of Michigan. Let's see what it says here. Upper Peninsula. Okay, I knew it was part of Michigan, but I didn't know where exactly. Flibbergibbet. Flibber to gibbet. That's not how I'd spell it, but this word is so odd that it may sound fake, but it refers to a silly and talkative person. That's me. Scallywag. You can probably imagine Jack Sparrow using this word to describe a member of his crew that was a rascal, a scallywag. Yeah, I always think of pirates when I think of the word scallywag. Fuddy-duddy. It's an old-fashioned, somebody that doesn't want to get up with the times. Adorbs, that's a new one that the kids use to if something or someone that's adorable, they shorten it to adorbs. Gobbledygook, I knew that one too. Well, this may sound like a gross food. It actually means the same thing as the word gibberish. It's just you talking and it doesn't make you. No, I won't make that comparison. I almost went down the political road, but I won't. It's people who speak things that don't make any sense. Diphthong. This isn't a piece of clothing. Believe it or not, it's used to describe the sound two vowels make when they are joined together, like the sound oi in joy. I knew it was a grammar word, but I couldn't remember what it was. Gardyloo, otherwise known as a warning cry. I can see that. I didn't know that one. Skirl, S-K-I-R-L, skirl, I guess. This is the loud wailing sound that bagpipes make. Okay, who knew? Flummoxed. That means you're completely confused. So I knew, let's see, kind of half knew that one. I won't count that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I knew 12 out of 18. So that's what, 70%, 60%. It's a passing grade, but barely. This is a fun facts one. I won't do them all, but this first one caught my eye. There are more Lego minifigures than there are people on the earth. We'll do those another day. Okay, now I'm going to be serious for a minute. About my granddaughter texted me Saturday night saying, gave me a clip. And I clicked on the clip, and it was a clip of President Trump being shot. It's just all this animosity towards him and towards the other side and everything. It's just going too far. I mean, what was it, Rodney King's name? Was his name during the Watts riots? And he said, can't we all just get along? I'm not surprised it happened, because even political figures, famous people, I've seen all kinds of clips of them saying, oh, we should just shoot him or kill him or take him out. And finally some confused kid took him up on it. I hope it doesn't take us farther apart. I hope it brings us closer together. And we just need to pray for peace in our country and not have it spread to anything worse. The convention starts today, the Republican convention starts today, so hopefully their security is really good. I mean, I just envision, because there's a picture, if you search online, there's a picture where you can see a bullet whizzing behind him, coming out behind him, and then, of course, the one that just barely missed, could have been here, but it was here. And I just, in my mind, I envisioned an angel standing there going flick and flicking that bullet aside a little bit so it didn't do any major damage. So we need to pray for all our leaders. I mean, I just feel terrible for President Biden. I think they're keeping him in office for their own wants and needs, even his wife. And he needs to just retire. He needs, I just think what they're doing to him is elder abuse. They're abusing him. So we need to pray for him too. And whoever ends up taking his place, whether it's Kamala or they find some way of getting rid of her too. I don't know what's going to happen. It's all so, he may stick it out the whole time, but I don't know what's going on. Our country's in such turmoil. We just pray for our country. And there's a scripture, I think it's in 1st or 2nd Chronicles, and it's if you pray and turn away from your wicked ways, then I'll heal your land, something along those lines. That's what we need to do. Okay. Enough serious stuff, but I just had to get that off my chest. The whole thing makes me sad. All right, let's pick something else on here. Pope Francis used to be a nightclub bouncer. Astronauts actually get taller when in space. I can see that because I've gotten shorter over the years with gravity pulling down on my spine and stuff. A French general gave John Quincy Adams a pet alligator. Adams kept it in one of the White House bathtubs and enjoyed showing it off. Ketchup was once sold as medicine. There's a town in Indiana called Santa Claus. I knew that. Canadian law requires citizens to answer a math question when entering sweepstakes. I don't see the logic of that at all. Although, when we do giveaways and we do that channel or comment picker thing, it has us do a math question. So maybe there's some science behind it. Jousting is the official sport in the state of Maryland. Didn't know anybody jousted anymore. Iceland has a dating app that stops you from hooking up with your cousin. I wonder if they have, a lot of, it's a small country, so I could see how that could maybe be an issue. There are more stars in space than there are grains of sand on every beach in the world. Using a hands-free device to talk on the phone while driving is shown to be equally or more dangerous than drunk driving. So even though you're not holding the phone, your attention's still on your conversation. I don't, unless I'm at a stoplight, sometimes I'll look and see who just called me or whatever, but I don't answer my phone. I don't talk on my phone. If I'm at a stoplight once in a while, I'll look at the map or some action like that. So I was supposed to go yesterday out to my granddaughter's and her boyfriend's place. They were going to do my brakes because he's a diesel mechanic, but my son's well, the parts hadn't come in yet. They ordered the parts. And then my son's like, I really don't want you driving that far, because those of you who know me know I have this condition that causes my eyes to close, and I get Botox every 11 weeks it is now to keep that from happening. But I'm at the end of that effective period, and he just doesn't think I have any business driving that far. So he said he would do the brakes, and they're taking my grandson down to, there's a parents' day and then a new student day week or whatever down. He's going to Baylor, which is Waco, Texas, where Chip and Joanna Gaines do their remodeling stuff. That's where his college is. So it's about an hour and a half south of here. So on their way back, they'll drive practically by where my granddaughter lives. So they're going to pick up the parts, and then my son's going to fix my brakes sometime this weekend. So that's sweet. He said he meant to do it, and he just never got around to telling me he was going to do it. And I made other arrangements. But I wasn't looking forward to that drive, because I know my vision's like not as good as it ought to be. I mean, sometimes I'll have to drive going like this, and holding this eye in particular is the one that starts, I guess, start getting this, where it gets really droopy. I have a friend who takes me down for my Botox shots, because it's down in Dallas at a, teaching hospital down there, and I got no business. I used to take the train down, and she's like, these trains are so dangerous, you don't need to be taking the train. So she drives me down every, 3 months almost. I guess what made me think of this is this next one. It says the eye makes movements 50 times every second. Huh. I don't believe that, but what do I know? No only child has ever been a U.S. president. Huh. Okay. First person crossing Niagara Falls by tightrope was in 1859. That's just crazy. That I have never been to Niagara Falls, but I've seen it. Oh, this is nice and dry. Time to take it off. Do you remember Evel Knievel, where he used to jump over, I think he jumped over the Snake River with his motorcycle? He used to jump over canyons and stuff with his motorcycle. He was a crazy man. I don't know how many, it's like over the years, he'd broken every bone in his body. Not all at once, but at different times. I've just never been much of a daredevil. I'm more of a homebody. Stay home and hang out with y'all. All right. So what do you think? Curls are straight. I kind of like the way this side looks, but I don't like the way it gets in my face. But it didn't look too bad with the headband if the headband would just stay on, which I'm not sure it would. Or I could do something like that. Maybe. Yeah, get the shorter part that curls into my face out of my face.